everyone, and welcome to this video. I am so glad you are here. Today I'm going to be doing some deep spring cleaning. These things definitely needed done around my house. I am moving from day to day depending on what I need to get done and what I'm able to get done on that day. I have a 3-month-old, and so I cannot always do all my spring cleaning all in one day. But I'm so glad that you are here to join in this deep cleaning with me for the spring. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. Now let's get into this nasty fridge. First of all, things had leaked in here and I had not cleaned this in a very long time, and it definitely showed. And so I took everything out, obviously, first of all, assessed the mess, which was very messy, and went ahead, sprayed it all down, closed the fridge up to clean off those shelves. And the shelves were so bad. There was one that I could clean in the sink, actually two. They were the top ones, and then the very bottom one I went ahead and just cleaned in my shower. I don't know if you've ever tried that before, but the glass came out of that one and it was much easier than trying to wrangle it over my sink, because my sink is obviously not big enough for a fridge shelf. If you guys have not already tried Dawn Platinum, you should go ahead and give it a try. It is a little bit more concentrated than regular Dawn, and I feel like it does such a good job, and I don't hardly use any of it to get things done. Things come super clean and they rinse really well. I really do like it. I'm just obviously using a dish brush here and getting into all the nooks and crannies of that shelf, and it worked really good on the glass as well. Everything rinses really clean. I had actually gotten a new fridge drawer because my kids shut the fridge on my old fridge drawer and cracked it down the middle, and it wasn't really opening and closing correctly, so I got a new one. It was just a tad smaller lengthwise, so I wasn't sure if I was going to like it or return it or what, but it ended up working really well. It looked really good next to the old one on the other side as well, and so it works out. It is just a touch smaller, so I can't fit quite as much stuff in there, but I really do like having just one that's functional rather than one that's broken. I got that off of Amazon, and if you are ever looking for a new fridge drawer, I definitely recommend, or anything to go in your fridge, I definitely recommend looking there first, because it was almost twice the price on any appliance website that I looked at, and if I had gone into a store it would have been more expensive as well. I liked the price from Amazon. It was $60 plus somewhere else, and it was $40 on Amazon, so I definitely recommend doing that if you ever need to replace something in your fridge.
Of that reality, don't want another surprise. I'd rather want you to just let me be. Oh, oh, oh.
I'm just wondering what you guys are doing for your deep spring cleaning. If you're going all out, all in one day, trying to clean your whole house, or if you're a little bit more like me and doing one thing or two things each day as you get the time. I'm wondering what's working best for you guys right now. I know this is a different kind of season of life for pretty much everyone, staying home a lot. I feel like that can either mean that things are dirtier because you're using them more, or cleaner because you're there to clean them more. It just depends. I know a lot of people are already going back to work if they need to, or school is on a good schedule and all that. But I'm just wondering what that looks like for you guys, if you're doing it day by day as you can do it, or if you're just trying to tackle all your spring cleaning all at once. I would love to know in the comments down below. And don't worry, I am almost done with this fridge. I just wanted to make sure everything that I could possibly get to was totally clean because it was so rough.
Looking for a reason, driven by the heart, fighting for a season.
Now I'm moving on to my microwave. I probably don't need to say this at all, but I did use about a half and half vinegar water mixture and microwaved it for 5 minutes. And now I'm just going to be wiping it out. I washed the plate like a dish. I feel like I clean my microwave probably just like everyone else. I used a sponge to scrub anything that needed it, and then I used a towel just to wipe it all out and dry it off and make sure everything actually came clean.
Fire in the heart, flipping hearts around. We'll be changing all that's wrong. And baby, hold on, bring it on. We'll be running the show, bring it on. Take it on as we go, bring it on.
So this was on a totally different day. I am cleaning my pack and play, and this is something that I don't think that I have ever cleaned, and I've used this with all 3 of my kids, so it is 4+ years old, and I don't think I've ever actually cleaned it, but I was noticing around the top it was just looking kind of rough, and so I used the same method that I use on my stroller. I just got a bucket with about a gallon of hot water so it would dry faster, and I used just a maybe a tablespoon of laundry soap and a tiny, like a few drops of the Dawn Platinum, and it worked so good. I did not need to rinse it out because it was diluted enough, but you could honestly with a different rag. I used a microfiber rag from the Dollar Tree, and I just got it wet, wrung it out, and scrubbed away. It made a huge difference on my pack and play. And I made sure to get all of the surface that I was cleaning wet. That way there was no water spots, or, you know, if you scrub at something, it kind of moves the dirt sometimes. It didn't have any sort of movement of the dirt. It got it all up and out, and it dried amazing. Everything came so much cleaner than I even had hoped it would. I was honestly almost surprised. I know this works on strollers really well, and this is just something that you can't exactly throw in the washing machine or the dishwasher, obviously, and so cleaning by hand is about the only way. So I just went for it with a microfiber rag, and I love the way it lifted out the dirt. It did not leave any stains behind that I could tell. This is just a side-by-side, one side versus the other. You can tell how big of a difference it made. And I also ended up wiping off most of that netting as well, because even though you can't tell it as much, it did have a few stains here and there. So same thing, I just made sure that it all got wet so there was no water spots left. On a totally different day than either of the others, I decided to go ahead and shampoo this recliner. Once again, I've done this several times before, and every time it comes out so good smelling afterwards, and the water is always so much dirtier than I expected. I start at the top and go to the bottom because my shampooer has a little bit of overspray, and I just wanted to make sure that I got as much water out of it as I could. And I think that it just makes a world of difference as far as when you sit down in a chair and that poof from the cushions kind of comes up. There's no more dust, no more kind of a stale smell or anything, and there's no more dirt on the arms. It makes a huge difference if you have a fabric recliner. I really would recommend shampooing it here and there. I just use the same cleaner that I use on the floor, and that is the OxiClean carpet cleaner. You could probably use laundry detergent or something else in here, but I just use the same stuff that I use on the floor, and I will link that down below. I absolutely love this carpet shampooer and the fact that it has a handheld piece to go on it. I actually recently used this. I got a new vehicle because I now have 3 children and we were not fitting into our other one. And so I got a new vehicle and I shampooed the carpets recently. And I got 2 tanks full of disgusting water out of the floor. And I feel like that's just normal. If you're buying any sort of used car, when you clean it, you're probably going to come up with quite a bit of dirt. But anyways, I was just really amazed at the amount of dirt that came up with just the shampooer, because it doesn't actually say that it's for car use or anything, but I feel like that has been one of the better things that I have used it for, is for my cars. It always comes so clean, whether it's the seats or the carpets. It works really well in the car and I would really recommend it. It has a really long hose. I will also have this link down below.
I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down.
This is all the nasty water that came out of that chair, and I know it's just a lot of dust and from sitting on it and probably from some coffee spills, but it feels so good to know that that is all out of the chair. And now I'm moving on to my rug. This rug doesn't get a ton of traffic, but it always amazes me how much dirt actually does come out of it from the little traffic that happens. And like I said, probably coffee spills. We have our morning coffee on the chairs over this rug quite often, so if there's any spills, it usually goes right onto the rug. And so I'm just going to be running over that with the same carpet cleaner that I used on the chair, and I will show you what that looks like, the water from that looks like, and I'll show you also how I dry this when the weather is nice.
You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down. Even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down.
I probably should not have dumped this into my kitchen sink. I'm not really sure what I was thinking, but I definitely made sure to rinse that and clean the sink later on. And then whenever the weather is nice and there's not too many people going by where there's dust, I hang my rug over my kid's swing set. It works really well. It gets air underneath and it dries it out super quickly so that I can put it down on the floor in the evenings and let it totally dry out overnight, and I don't ruin my laminate floors. And so since this is a spring cleaning, while I had the rug out, I made sure to sweep and mop, and I will show you the new mop that I have. It's probably not going to be a surprise to you guys, but I absolutely love it, and it's been a game changer for me.
Now my wheels in motion and my windows open with the wind blowing in my hair. I'm driving down the highway, gonna do this my way. I can feel it in the air. Here I go.
Whenever I go to mop, especially my laminate floors, I like to boil just a teapot full of water and add it to the bucket. That way it's really hot and it evaporates really quickly, and there's no puddles sitting on my laminate floor. There's no wetness for my kids to go and slip on after just a few minutes. And this is the mop that I recently got, is the Cedar Spin Mop. I absolutely love it. This is one of those things that just changed how I've been cleaning and really gave me a lot of motivation. I feel like if you are lacking motivation with cleaning, especially spring cleaning where there's so much to do, then maybe just look around and see if there's some sort of different cleaning utensil or cleaner or something that you think would kind of motivate you to clean more. Because honestly, the week that I bought this mop, I mopped my whole house like 3 times. I'm not even kidding. I absolutely love it. And knowing that I have the desire to use the mop, it is more motivating for me to clean everything else that I need to in order to be able to mop. I know that that might sound crazy to some of you guys, but it really does give me a lot of motivation, and it helps keep me excited about cleaning again. And I think that getting a new cleaner or a new cleaning tool here and there kind of can just help keep the spark alive in your cleaning life. So if you are in sort of a slump and need some motivation or just need to be excited about cleaning again, I would recommend just looking around and seeing if there's something that would do that for you.
I'm not heading for the stars, driving down this boulevard tonight. Yeah, playing Coldplay on repeat, watching people on the street as I go by. Now my wheels in motion and my windows open with the wind blowing.
I think the thing that I was most excited about this mop was that it gets baseboards really well without you having to get down on your hands and knees and scrub by hand. So I think that was one of the main selling points for me. And I can't tell if I got this mop because I've been influenced so much by other YouTubers. I'm not trying to influence you in any way. I have been the one that's been influenced here. Or if I just really agree that much or wanted to try it out because they said it was that great. But either way, I feel like it's just all about influence at this point. But I do agree with everyone who likes it. I do like it. At first, I was a little bit on the edge. I almost returned it, and then I decided to go ahead and give it another try with some hotter water, and it worked really well. So now I'm just going to be dusting this little table stand thing here with some Pledge Antibacterial. I don't really need to use antibacterial everywhere that I dust, but here I do because we end up putting coffee here and it's more of a cleaner than just a duster. And so, like I said, coffee spills, there was definitely a few rings on that table that needed to come up. I just used a duster and I slightly scrubbed if I needed it. And I just used whatever was left on that duster to go ahead and dust this windowsill here. At this point of my life, with a 3-month-old, obviously I'm chasing my coffee around. I don't always have time to just sit and do one thing for too long of a period, not even drink coffee and not even dust. And so to me, looking around and seeing the dust, I wanted to clean the areas that were actually bothering me, and especially with this entertainment center, I wanted to clean the areas that were actually bothering me. And so I didn't pull everything off this time like I have at other times because underneath there wasn't actually bothering me. There's probably not really any dust under those table runners because, you know, the table runners are there. So this is your sign to just clean the things that are actually bothering you, and there's your money shot. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Here is some more. I hope that you will like and subscribe if you did enjoy this video, and I will see you in the next one.